Okay, I think we should be going now. We're at the Greenway. Today is January 26th, 2025. It's been, my last video was January 9th. That's when it was recorded, probably posted on the 10th. Today is currently the weather report. It's 27 when I left the house. That's supposed to be the high for today, 27 Fahrenheit. That would be something like -4 Celsius, just quickly off the top of my head. Looks like they have manicured the trail today. It looks more like that when you don't have it manicured. So the plan is, let's head over to the north way and go to the river. We'll cross over into Minnesota today. See how many people we meet. How you doing?
Good.
So the last video was probably during the week. I don't think I saw a single other person out here. But today's Sunday, so we'll see a few people out walking around, taking the dogs out, and you can see snow tracks in the snow, or foot tracks, whatever you want to call these things. People sign out here in the snow, which we haven't gotten much of this year. This is very little snow for us this time of year. And it's January, which is traditionally our coldest month on average. It's the coldest month here. Average temperature is 10 degrees Fahrenheit. And I did this calculation earlier. 5 degrees Fahrenheit works out to -15 Celsius. So use that as a marker if you're in Celsius. Slightly windy, but from what I hear, my upgrades to the audio have been successful, so you might not notice the wind. But it is a bit windy, even though it's 27, which is relatively warm by our standards. There is a bit of a breeze occasionally, so, and that can get cold. So I'm wearing a jacket with a hood and gloves and 2 pairs of socks. So no need for a base layer though, or anything extraordinary like that. The only other technical thing I would like to work on is stabilization, because you might not notice it unless I just now tell you. It's hard for me to keep it horizontally stable because the camera is mounted on my hiking staff. And of course, in order to use the hiking staff, I have to move it around quite a bit. So, might not be quite stable. But I think that sometimes when I watch them, I don't even notice that it isn't square. The picture isn't square until I think about it, and then I realize, yeah, it's not square. I think that's a trick your mind plays on you, though, or at least my mind plays on me. Maybe it doesn't play it on you, because I don't even notice. It's just like, you see a horizon, and I think you go by that rather than the frame of the picture. We do have a bit of snow here, and that could be hiding ice, but at 27 degrees, there really shouldn't be too much liquid water, which is the real concern. Stepping on a piece of ice that has a thin layer of liquid water on it can be disastrous. I know from personal experience. So, having learned that lesson. Now, as a special treat at the end, when I was on the way over here, I noticed there were some people out skating over on Kelly Park. I think that's the name of it, Kelly. So I took probably not even a minute of video of these people out skating with a folding chair. So you have that to look forward to. You have to stay to the end in order to see that, though. Or you could, I guess, fast forward it if that's all you're interested in. I'm interested in all this Arctic vista out here. Looks like somebody built a snowman over there, started to and lost interest or something. We'll go over and see what's happening with that. Yeah, I guess they probably cleared the trails after about 2 snows back or so, because we have gotten a couple of more inches of snow over the last few days. There was enough, the one that we got like the day before yesterday, I think, to cause me to break out the snowblower. It wasn't that we got a whole lot of snow, but it was also very windy. So we were getting these snow drifts. And I had all these big snow drifts. And so I'd have like one side of my driveway was free of snow practically, and the other side was under like a foot of snow. So I went with the worst case and said, yeah, a foot of snow. So I don't know what they did here, but clearly somebody built some kind of monument to something. I'm not sure what. Well, also, while you're looking at that, you can see all the little drifts that form up in the snow. That's due to the wind. Wind causes all that territory, which if you zoom in on it, I guess it would look like some kind of desolate moon of Jupiter or something like that. But it's not. It's just North Dakota. So the other thing that I discovered or remembered was that I had some public domain music, which means I can play it on YouTube and not get chastised for it by YouTube. So I'm thinking what I'll do is see how I can work some of that in here if I get some quiet time where I don't have anything to talk about, which, you know, there's rare moments when I don't feel like jabbering on about something. See how the dogs have been out here. Dog sign. I'll just be quiet and play some music. It's public domain music, so you may have heard it before in some context, maybe multiple contexts, or maybe you've never heard it before at all. Who knows? That's up to you. Hopefully all this is working right. I guess if you're listening to me, it must be. But I took like 4 tries to make sure that I had sound coming into this contraption that I have here. And it worked. But I'm still kind of learning the hardware a bit. There's supposed to be more snow in February. Apparently quite a bit of snow, and I didn't look at the actual report, so I don't know for sure, but just from the thumbnail it looks like it's gonna all be south of me. It'll be down, you know, down south like Nebraska, places like that. Maybe Iowa. Doesn't mean we won't get any, just means we won't get the most of it, which puts me back in that position I quite often am, where people are asking me, hey, did you get that big storm? And it's like a big storm went through the Midwest. It's like, no, that was south of here. We were too far north for that kind of snow. Sometimes it's way far north of us, though, up in Canada. I guess we're in kind of the sweet spot. We don't get the worst of it. It does get cold, though. There's that area where sometimes the local kids go over here and build forts out of all that fallen wood. They do clear that out because, in case you don't know, if you leave dead wood laying around, in the right circumstances, it can turn into a wildfire. So we don't have very much here. It doesn't go very far on either side of the river. So I don't know if there'd be enough of a break here, but we do have the levee. And then over on the other side, you see some trees. Those are in people's yards. And that should answer a question that I did have about how far away am I from town? Well, town's right on the other side of that levee. All those trees are in people's yards. And then there's the flood wall up ahead. So this is not out in the wilderness, although I guess you could be forgiven for thinking that it is. But it's not. It's right in town. Right on the river. River's right over there. We'll walk a ways before we can cross it, though. I don't know if I showed off my shoes. I bought new tennis shoes. I got New Balance tennis shoes. I get New Balance because I'm an old guy, and when you're old, your feet get wide. So you got to go with shoes that are wide enough for your feet without ruining them and causing bunions and all that. So I have to get these New Balance. I think these are 11 double E. I would prefer a 10.5 triple E, but I'm not looking for new shoes, so don't send me any shoes. I'm just saying, if you're getting older, watch your feet because they tend to get wider. Unless you're real tiny, in which case, maybe not so much. But if you're a big, gigantic guy like me, your feet are going to be kind of wide for physics, Gravity always wins. Not sure. It looks like somebody was dragging something along here, like had a sled or something. Hard to say. Write your own story. Who knows what it was? That's almost certainly a sled path. Somebody came flying down the levee and over across the trail here. Yeah, there is a trail. You can see there it is. You see, it's not totally covered with snow. So there they went and sledded. Walked up over there to the flood wall. So is this a good time for a musical interlude? Let's go with a musical interlude for a little bit. here from that. So there's the ice there. Real shiny. I think it's a little slippery. No, it's not. test it. It's not that slippery. We got some kind of festivities going on up here involving one of those little bobcat machines and some trucks and various other implements. We'll find out more when we get up there. I don't think it's dangerous. I think it'll be fine. Bobcats are very popular around here. See them all over the place. The machine, like that one there, not the cat. The machine was named after the cat. I'm not sure what they're doing over here. Looks like they got a lot of equipment. There's the river. You can see the river over through those trees. We're not to the crossover point yet, though. A little ways to go for that. Still not really sure what they're doing. They have a sign, which is tipped over. And some tires up along the flood wall. I don't know what that implement's for. It looks spiky. So probably to clear these paths a little bit or something. I don't know. It's anybody's guess. And there's some ice is cracked up. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. Looks like they're moving something around. Or that thing there with the claws on the top of it, it looks like that might be useful for removing dead wood, but I don't know why they have it out here this time of year. I don't think they do that during the winter. Don't feed the deer. I don't see any deer, so we're not in any danger of breaking that rule. I don't see any deer at the moment. Actually, a lot of deer on here, but they're pretty shy, so we don't see them too much. If I were a deer, I'd probably be down in them trees down there. They're odd to see. They're in there, they're the same color. And they have little stick-like legs. I'm not making it up, that's true. If somebody went down there, maybe they took their machine down that way for some reason. Coming up on the golf course. Don't know if that guy is going golfing. Kind of doubt it. Maybe they're gonna get out and go for a walk. Take the dogs. That's a popular outing where trees need to be removed. I Oh, there's something I wanted to show before. You see that one track there with like that X pattern? This one here. That's what yak tracks look like. Those are the kind of crampons that I like them because of the way they feel. You feel very stable on them, but they don't last very long. My experience, they don't even last a full season. So I'm going to use cleats or crampons or whatever. I go with the corkers because they're replaceable, and they tend to not feel quite so stable, but you know, it's a compromise like most things. So I do have some thoughts of other things to put on videos, and I'll probably play with those because given that I'm retired, I can do whatever I want. And when the mood hits me, I'll probably pursue some of those thoughts. Right now, though, this is what you get. Afternoon. Yeah, they aren't playing golf. If they were going to play golf, they would go the other way. Here comes the tricky part because we got a little sharp drop off up here, which is not that bad when it isn't covered with snow. So I've got to be careful going around this corner. It was worse, and then they fixed it about a year ago, or within the last year, whenever it was. And I'm always worried that I'm going to lose traction and go sliding down this hill, which would be more excitement than I care for. So the trick is take real tiny steps. I don't know if you can hear that, but yeah, there's snowmobiles out there. Maybe we'll see them when we get over to the bridge. You might could have seen them, I don't know. Maybe when I'm in editing, I'll be able to point it out, but it's hard to see because it's through all those trees. But yeah, I just caught a brief glimpse of a guy on a snowmobile. Snowmobiles are not allowed here in the Greenway part, but they come up on the river, and where people go down there, and however they get their snowmobiles out there on that river. As you can see, there's a sign, no snowmobiles. And snowshoes supposed to stay to the side of the tracks. Looks like somebody had some snowshoes here. I could have brought my snowshoes. I keep meaning to do that, but it just never seems like appropriate. But now that I've seen that somebody else did it, maybe I will before the snow melts. That'll probably be March. Unlikely to melt in February. I guess it's possible. Might stick around till April. We'll see. we'll see, and then proceed accordingly. And I don't know if you could hear those, what's that? I think that's a dead rabbit. I'm not going to touch it. Anyway, as I was saying, I don't know if you could hear that snowmobile because what I've ended up doing with the audio is go with an external mic that's actually attached to my collar, which is underneath my jacket, and it's the kind of mic that isn't going to pick up too much beyond, right next to it. So you may not have heard that. I heard it though. Lavalier, I think they call those mics. And we're seeing our turn coming up here pretty soon. We'll just trudge through the snow here for a bit. I'm slightly deep there. Don't worry, I have on 2 pairs of socks. I'll be fine. I have no idea. Looks like they wrote a circle there. I just saw a little bit of snow flying, a little blowing snow. That's how all these drifts form up. You can see there's kind of windy. You can see they got something taped off over there. And over there. A little bit windy. Not too bad. But that's how the snow gets so smooth in places. And then sometimes it drifts up and then it gets smoothed off again. And then it melts. And then you start all over again. Big chunks of ice or packed snow or whatever it is they removed apparently from the path, and then it snowed again. So it looks like ruins of some sort, but it's not. is like an expedition now. We're trudging through the snow, kind of following in where the previous people were, because it's already packed down there, and you know it's safe because they already been here. We're almost to the bridge now. Be there in a few minutes. Haven't seen too much else of interest. Though I would note, there's a fair amount of traffic. That's the thing to point out. It's, as I said, it's 27 degrees. That's supposed to be the high for today. And I haven't been out here for a couple of weeks because it's either been too warm, because it gets up around freezing, and that's when it starts getting really slippery as you get liquid water on top of ice, or it's been too cold, because it'll be like, I don't like walking if it's lower than single digits Fahrenheit, which I think we mentioned earlier, 5 degrees Fahrenheit works out to minus 15 Celsius. Feel free to correct me on that if you find me to be in error. But at any rate, you get the point. There it is. You can kind of see there's a little bit of snow blowing, not much, but at any rate, down around those temperatures, I will walk if it's not windy. If it's teens, it can be windy. 20s, it can certainly be windy. That's what we got right now. So, do I know it's cold? Yeah, I know it's cold. I can feel the cold. That's not what's meant when they say you're used to the cold. That just means you're not shocked by it anymore. Like, I know what it feels like. I fully expected it to be cold, and so therefore I'm not alarmed. If you're not used to it, you step out into minus 15 Celsius, 5 degree Fahrenheit. Hey, you could probably take your breath away. Yeah, if you know, you know. If you've been there, it's not scary anymore. Now look at how beautiful the sky is today. Look at how blue that is. It gets even bluer when it's colder. Here's the bridge coming up. Maybe we'll see snowmobiles. I don't hear any of those, so I don't think we will. There you see the snow blowing around a little bit. Kind of feels like an expedition at this point. You got blowing snow and ruts carved into the snow. Snow all over the place. Here comes the bridge. Bridge is what I historically worry about most when it's below freezing or getting towards freezing, because you see it's a hump, and the snow might be hiding ice. And I think bridges, though, are colder than the surrounding ground, so I probably shouldn't be worried about it. Never actually had a problem with it. It's just I'm always extra cautious on bridges. I get the sniffles when it's cold. And I don't want to blow my nose while the microphone's open. So you're welcome. Looks like somebody's been skiing here. They skied and left little tracks that didn't get cleared. Oh, I also am, if you didn't notice, I've decided I want to make an outrageous title because I heard that's important. The algorithm loves it. Oh man, I just had a slip there. See, I told you got to be careful on bridges. It's just as I was pushing off with my 1 foot, it slipped. So got to be careful. Don't worry, I wasn't anywhere close to falling. But yeah, there it is, Red River of the North. And as you can see, there's it looks like ski trails over there on the right, and then snowmobile trails further over. And come over here. Oops, somebody coming behind me. How you doing?
Good. How about you?
I'm well. Don't mind me. I'm talking to my friends on the camera.
I like it.
Okay. How you doing?
Fine, thanks.
Yeah. So over here we've got more snowmobile trails, and there's the other half of this where somebody was down there skiing. And there's some dead trees that need to be removed before they turn into a forest fire. Here we go. I think we're officially in Minnesota now. Doesn't feel that much different from North Dakota. Okay, well, this will probably be the end of it. It might take me a little while to get the editing done because, as I said, I wanted to put in a musical interlude. And I also have that other patch. I'm going to stick in some people skiing, or skating, rather, ice skating on there. And there you go. That's where we came from. So, we have a good day. I got to take my glove off to turn this thing off. Okay, we're back out by the rink, and there's more people skating. They still have chairs. I don't know if that's how you learn how to skate. Maybe that's how you learn how to skate. I'm not going to learn how to skate. Too old, too fragile, too frail. Not agile enough. There you go. I guess that's one way to do it, though. You skate around, push a little chair around. Anyway, while I was off, missed 2 bicycles. Now, this is something I've mentioned, but I never caught it on camera. And people do ride bikes in the snow up here. It's not much, and they're very specialized bikes. And there were 2 of them today. But I didn't turn the camera on in time to catch it. So anyway, maybe someday we'll catch somebody on camera riding a bike in the snow. Couldn't ride my bike in the snow. There's not enough tire on it. These things have huge tires. Big thick things, size of motorcycle tires. Where they would play hockey, but there's only the one guy out there right now. So that wouldn't be much of a hockey game. Anyhow, this is just more extra footage for you. Thought I would capture while the opportunity arose. And this is more of what I have to walk through to get home. Like I say, it's like not as much snow as we would usually have, but and I don't think they ever clear the snow over here by the school. But anyway, there you go. At least I had the mic hooked up for this time. So there you go. Just a little extra footage for you.